Automating in public. This is the second episode. I did the last one a few days ago, and today my goal is to share with you how I'm building and progressing with my CRM that I've been building with Microsoft Power Automate. I've opened a timer. I have 30 minutes to progress, and the goal today is to have another step in the automation that actually validates responses. Let me give you a bit of an overview. So what I've built a tool using Power Automate Desktop that allows me to reach out to prospects. So basically what the tool does, first I go to various Facebook groups that contains prospects that are ideal customers from my perspective, let's say agency owners or e-com store owners. I scrape them using this tool, which I showed you already, Instant Data Scraper. It's a very easy to use Chrome extension. So I scrape the leads, and the next step is I use the Microsoft Power Automate flow, and I loop through all the leads. I send the leads that are relevant. After validating that they are relevant, I send them a like to the recent post, then I send them a friend request, and then I send them a DM. I have 15 different types of DM. This is called spin text, in order to mitigate the risk that Facebook can realize that I'm just sending the same old message. I'm currently not personalizing at scale, although this is probably the next step. So basically I have this automation, and obviously I'm taking all the precautions. After sending 10 DMs, the automation takes a rest for a few minutes, at least 1 hour, randomly. Between every iteration we have a random pause, just to mimic as if it's actually a user that is doing this. Maybe I'll show you an example. Yes, let's show you an example. Let's close the Excels. Just so you know, and from now on in the next episodes of automating in public, as long as I am working on this project, we all know what we're discussing about. So let's take this guy for example. And if you don't know already what is Power Automate Desktop, you should look it up. I'm not going to elaborate about this today. This video is perhaps a bit more advanced and not exactly what I was uploading in the last few days, which were more agent related and AI related. So this is an automation that I've built, that I have much more control of what exactly is going to happen, and it's actually easier to build because it's way more structured. So basically this is the automation. Here I'm adding all the DMs, then I generate a random number, so I will choose specific variation of DMs. The next step is launching the Excel file that contains all the data. This is my quote-unquote CRM, the links to the profiles, the status of the last reach out. Did I send them a DM, or was there an error, or did I send them a friend request? Then it starts to loop via the URLs. Whenever it reaches a prospect URL, it extracts the data from the intro, and I take the data, I analyze it, I look for specific keywords. So if I have the keywords agency, marketing, CEO, coach, etc., the automation returns true. Then I look for any mentioning of the location. So if the prospect is US based, UK based, Canada based, Australia based, etc., it returns true, and it returns false if the prospect is located in a country that isn't likely to have a lot of money, third world countries. So basically I do this validation on the intro, and then we send the like, the friend request, and the DM, and we add all the data to the Excel. Let's run this for a second just so you guys can see and get an idea of what's going on here. And it will probably break, because you know how it happens, how it works. Whenever you show something, you expose something, so it breaks. But let's see. So now it's going to open a few more Excel files that I'm using, just the negative keywords, the positive keywords, and the locations, which I'm using later on to validate if the prospect is relevant. Now it is adding all the potential DMs, and this is the Excel file, and now we have a breakpoint, so I can show you the Excel file. So basically you have the profile link, the amount of mutual friends, the status, when was the DM sent, the current status, are we friends or not, how many DMs did we send on a daily basis, 4, 34, 7, 13, 64, 76, etc. And then we have the total reach outs, total automated reach outs, and total friends, and this is the approval rate, so 28%. And this is calculated using a macro that I have over here. It basically counts the amount of friends that I have, because I loop through all the pages of the prospects and I see if we are already friends or we're not friends yet. It's very easy to determine, because if you're not friends yet, you have the ability to send a friend request. So we have this macro which on a daily basis calculates how many DMs we sent, and then it calculates what is the amount of approval. And you can see the list goes on and on and on and on, and here we have the errors. The list goes on. Here we had a big chunk of errors. Here we had a phase in which we just sent friend requests without DMs. I was testing a different approach of not sending DMs but only sending friend requests, and then hoping that the prospects will engage with my content, and only afterwards I will initiate a conversation. And here we have, whenever you see not coach, it means that it's not a prospect. Here we have a few more errors, but you get the idea. Afterwards, like every once in a while, every 2 weeks, I clean out all the errors and analyze what happened, assuming that I'm getting also not only errors. I analyze what happened, and sometimes I take the prospects that had errors, I filter them and put them at the bottom of the list, because I want to retarget them. So this is the Excel file. Let's hit the run button, and as you can see, no hands. It's going to open a URL of the prospect. Now it analyzes the intro section to see whether or not it has any of the keywords that I'm interested in, and does it have and does she reside in a country that I am looking to target. So in this case, United Kingdom. She didn't have any keywords, so we are moving forward to the next prospect. In this case, we probably won't target him as well, because he doesn't mention in the intro that he's a marketer or a sales or coach or agency owners. So this is going to iterate to the next URL, and it's going to tag this guy as not a coach. Let's see. Also, this guy won't be a prospect. So this way, even though these people were in groups that supposed to have prospects of mine, so let's say e-com groups or Shopify groups that contain my prospects, although they were in those groups, based on their bios, they are not my prospects, so we're just moving forward. Let's see. This guy, he is a prospect, so as you can see, We are automatically scrolling to like one of his recent posts. In a moment, we will send a friend request. And then we will send a message. You see, friend request sent, we might get an error. Again, hands-free. And this is done via the browser and not using JavaScript or any automation. So the likelihood of Facebook flagging this as inappropriate is slimmer, because we're basically mimicking moves that can be done by the user, and Facebook does limit the amount of friend requests and messages that you can send, but it doesn't. So basically, whenever I hit this limit, I just move forward to the automation of Twitter or Instagram or whatever. So because there is a limit of how many DMs that you can send daily. Now we are going to send this guy, the brick boss, a DM. But never mind. You get the idea. You can see it in a moment. It will send, hey, how are you? And this is like the spin text. And in a moment, it will send the offer. I'm going to pause this for now because the goal for today of automating in public is actually to automate in public. And what I want to achieve today is adding a column here. Did they answer? So as you can see, I have the amount of reach outs and I have the amount of friends. So I know the approval rate, but I don't know the response rate. So I want to analyze the response rate. And how I'm going to analyze the response rate? Analyzing the response rate. This is pretty simple. Response rate equals responses divided by DMs. So basically what I need to do is see how many DMs I've sent. This is very easy. And how many of them answered. So the goal for today is just building a function or a subflow in Power Automate that allows me to go into a profile and see if I got a response from the profile. And this is what I'm focused on today, and I'm going to test different approaches, although I think it's pretty straightforward. So far I overlooked this, but I think it's an important metric. Obviously it is an important metric, but I had stuff that seemed to me as more important. But now I'm at this point in time that I believe that I need to know this metric because I need to optimize for higher response rate. So let's create a new flow. And again, this video might not be interesting for those of you who don't know Power Automate Desktop. If you're interested in learning Power Automate Desktop, I'm happy to elaborate about this and create videos specifically about Power Automate Desktop. Just let me know in the comment section below. So test, this is like the developing environment. Let's see, how are we with the time? So 16 minutes left, might be enough. Yeah, so I'm going to launch a new Chrome browser. Launch Chrome browser. Let's say, in this case, it will be my profile. No, it has to be someone else's profile because I want to see if I hit the message button, is it empty or not? So let's say we are going to launch my wife's profile. So I'm going to copy this here. Name prospect profile. Okay, now we want to hit the message button and see if it's empty or not. So pretty straightforward. Let's see if I encounter any issues. So click UI element in window. We're going to select the message box, this button. Simulate action. Now I want to validate. First of all, let's rename the button, and then we are going to validate that it is generic and not specific. And it is not specific to my wife's button. So basically we look at the selector over here, and we see if there is anything that is ticked or enabled that is specific to the prospect. So I don't think so. I think that we can stay with this only, like name equals to message. It should be enough. And this is what we're going to test. Let's see. Okay, so we tested it and it got the correct one. Now let's try with a different prospect. No, let's run this for a second and see what happens. Whenever I'm building an automation, I just go back and forth, back and forth. It's a process of trial and error. You can't get it right at the get-go. So this is automatically launching a new Chrome. So like this, launching the Chrome extension, and now it's supposed to press the message button. It might have encountered an error. Yes, it encountered an error. Let's do this again, because there are two Chrome extensions, Chrome Windows open. But I believe that if we do run this again, obviously when I'm in production, I'm going to make sure that before every iteration we close down all the processes, so we won't have any conflicts. So you see it launches my wife's profile. In a moment it's going to click the message button. Okay, it clicked the message button. Great. Okay, so we have the first step of actually opening the inbox. Now the next step is validating whether or not it is empty. Now the challenge here is the fact that that box is going to be, it's never going to be completely empty because I already sent a message. So we need to find a way, I need to find a way that can make a distinction between a message that was sent by me and any response that was sent by the prospects. So I'm thinking, what are the different ways? So let's take a look at this. So one thing that I can do is probably look for a profile picture. This is one thing. The other thing, which might be easier, would be to look for more than one time frame. And if we see more than one time frame, we can assume that that I sent the message and someone answered me. So maybe I won't scroll to the beginning of my conversation with my wife because I don't know what we have in this conversation. But let's see, just a simple reach out that I had. Let's see. Never mind. Let's try to do this extraction of the conversation and see if we can use the dates. So let's extract the data. Extract, get. Details of web page. Not sure it's what I need. Let's see, UI. Get details. Get the values of okay, this might be relevant. Okay, so we want to get the on text. of this conversation. Let's see if the selector recognizes it. And you can see this thing is a lot of trial and error, but I don't think. Okay, this might be good group, although I don't think it will work, but let's see. Now I think I need to use. Okay, let's see what happens. So we will run this automation and see what is the attribute value. I'm not sure if we need the UI automation or the web automation, but we'll see in a moment. So as you can see, it is opening the window. The Chrome is going to go to the message, click it, and then it's going to extract the data, hopefully. Okay, so it extracted the data. It's trying to extract the data now. Okay, yes, so chat settings, active 12 hours ago, loading, right to send a like, attach a file. Okay, so it gave me only the information from the chat window, so it's not what I need. So let's try a different type of selector. Web. Okay, extract data from a web page. This might be good. Let's go here. I don't think so. Not sure it will work. No, it's not good enough. Need to come up with a different approach. And this is why I wanted to do this automating in public, because I feel that there is a lot of tutorials out there that show you how things can be solved smoothly, but it's never so smooth. So what we can also do, let's see. Let's inspect this and see what's going on here. No, I don't think. Let's try. Need to come up with a different idea of how can I find this. Let's think. Get details of a web page. Get details of an element, attribute, take screenshot of the web page. Okay. Minimize chat. I'm thinking of maybe doing something like really ugly, which is double clicking, sending keys, double clicking, copying and pasting. I don't think this will be nice. I wonder what's going on with the timer. How long have we been recording? 24 minutes, okay. Let's see, take a screenshot. We can take a screenshot and see what text we have there, and if the text is different than one of my reach outs, that could be a way to do this, but I think we should find a different solution. Let's try the UI again. Get details of a window, get selected. Okay, let's try this. Extract data from a specific. Let's see what it extracts, and maybe after we get this data we will be smarter. Bring to front. I want to save it as a variable instead of an Excel. Let's see. Launching a new Chrome, opening, hitting the message button in a moment. And now extracting that. Okay, so we took this. This might lead us somewhere, but the thing is, I'm not sure if it will be able to find this, other cases. Although what we can do is look for this latest data point, which is the date of the last conversation, and we can compare this to the date of DM, of the initial DM, because I know the date of the initial DM because I have it in my Excel spreadsheet, and then we can see if they are equal. If they are not equal, we can assume that someone responded to me because I sent a DM, let's say on the 10th of September, and the last conversation in this last message in this conversation was from the 12th of September, so we are probably discussing. So this would be one approach, but I don't love it. A different approach would be opening via the messenger, but then I won't be able to open this specific window. Now let's try to do something like this. Let's ask ChatGPT. In Power Automate, let's see if it allows me to if I mean, I'm not sure if I should mention the fact that I'm using this on Facebook, but let's see, specifically using the Facebook Messenger inbox. Let's see, to capture data from pop-up, particularly from you can follow these steps. Identify the pop-up window. First, ensure that the pop-up window you can capture is consistently identifiable. This might be based on the window title, class, or other properties. Use window actions. Okay, I think he's bullshitting, but we'll see in a moment. By the way, the videos that I did the other day regarding using rugs, so this is important. In this case, we can use the Microsoft Power Automate documentation and upload it to here, and then the responses will be updated and more accurate. Alternatively, we can use Perplexity, but let's see what it started saying. First, ensure that the pop-up window you want to capture is consistently identifiable. This might be based on the window title, class, or other properties. In Power Automate Desktop, there are several actions under the window categories that can be used to interact with the window. UI element action to capture the text. This includes Get text from you. Okay. Get text from your element. Okay, let's try again the getting text from the UI element. Get text. No, as you can see, it doesn't even have this. Basically, I think it was referring to this guy, to this UI. Hover, extract data, get details of a window. Let's see. Okay, maybe if we take the text, it might be the solution. Or, let's see, if she responds. Okay, so I think maybe the best way to go is actually what I mentioned at the beginning, and I overlooked this, is finding the image. So let's see if we can find the image. This might be the way. So getting details of a UI attribute, finding the image, and seeing if it exists also in the chat. See how we with regards to time. Okay, we're over time, but I think that in the last minute I've got a new idea which I will test tomorrow. This is it for today. I am not sure if you guys will enjoy this concept. Let me know in the comment section. For me it was fun having time constraints, and because I often, when I'm trying to automate, I can also often dive deep into the problem and it can take me hours. So although it did put me in somewhat more pressure because I knew I had to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish within 30 minutes, I'm pretty glad about the pace, although no solution was found. And I believe that tomorrow, using the new idea of this looking for the image of the prospect and then seeing if it appears again during the chat, which validates the fact that the prospect responded, might be the way to go. If it's not, we will find a way, we will solve this. Yeah, I guess that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, remarks, ideas of how to solve this, or you want more data about Power Automate Desktop, please let me know in the comment section. And until next time, keep on automating.